Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk, Real Solutions, where authentic talk takes place with a biblical perspective. This is the second time that I am doing this live. The first one it was some really weird things that was just happening, and I was determined to go live. I won't be reading 2 chapters, but I will be doing one unless someone shows up and then they are willing to read a chapter. So, with that said, I do hope that everyone is having a blessed Saturday, Sabbath day, and also could everyone keep in prayer those who live on the East Coast and the Midwest as well, and even my area, which I guess would be called the Mid-North area. There is projected severe thunderstorms that are going to be happening. They may already have happened or will be happening. And so, if we could keep those in prayer, God would have mercy and just for safety, because we never know when we are going to be in the path of storms, and we want those to lift us up in prayer and praying for God's mercy as well. So that said, I want to say thank you all for joining, those who will join later, those who will come in. I want to say thank you so much for taking out time for joining. So with that said, we are going to Genesis 39. So chapter 39, we're reading the entire chapter. And so I will begin with the reading. So now Joseph had been brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard, an Egyptian, had brought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him down there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, and he was in the house of his Egyptian master. His master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord caused all that he did to succeed in his hands. So Joseph found favor in his sight and attended him, and he made him overseer of his house, and put him in charge of all that he had. From the time that he made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. The blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in house and field. So he left all that he had in Joseph's charge, and because of him, he had no concern about anything but the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. After a time, his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Behold, because of me, my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" And as she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her, to lie beside her, to be with her. But one day, when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was there in the house, she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand and fled and got out of the house. And as soon as she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and had fled out of the house, she called to the men of the household and said to them, "See, he has brought among us a Hebrew to laugh at us. He came in to me to lie with me." And I cried out with a loud voice. And as soon as he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried out, he left his garment beside me and fled and got out of the house. Then she laid up his garment, her until, then she laid up his garment by her until his master came home. And she told him the same story, saying, "The Hebrew servant whom you have brought among us came in to me to laugh at me. But as soon as I lifted up my voice and cried, he left his garment beside me and fled out of the house." As soon as his master heard the words that his wife spoke to him, "This is the way your servant treated me," his anger was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison of Joseph, in charge of all the prisoners who were in the prison, whatever was done there, he was the one who did it. The keeper of the prison paid no attention to anything that was in Joseph's charge, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it succeed. Okay, so there was a lot of couple of things in this particular chapter, but one of the things that I wanted to point out was that Potiphar's wife, she was, wow, it's like that I can think of the first incident of a woman accusing a man of rape. That is what this woman did. She so so it's so true that there is nothing new under the sun. So just like how women today can make false accusations, it's not anything new. Wow, is it we see that this woman full of lust and lack of character, she accused this man of sleeping with her. And she kept doing it. She was consistent. And when her words were not enough to get Joseph to commit this sin and to be with her, then she laid hands on him and was like, look. And then when the when Joseph fled and left his army, talk about the ultimate humiliation. And so, wow, that is, and something else that I noticed that the Bible does not mention, that Joseph does not try to defend himself when he was accused of this. Wow, like this is a very big thing. Um, and how he didn't defend himself. That was very interesting that I noticed. And I also want to point out too that the Bible does mention a person's outward appearance. The Bible's made a note, made a I say intentional, of telling us that Joseph, that he was a handsome man. Let me see. Let me go to the exact where it mentions that. Let's see. Where does it? Yep, it says, now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. In form and appearance. So to me, that seems to indicate that not only did the way he looked, his face, that he was handsome, but his form. So apparently the way he was, I mean, his statue, or the way he was built. So I don't believe that the Bible wastes words. So every word that is in the Bible, that it has meaning, and it's meant to be in there for us to know. So just a little thing that I noticed. I'm sure many of you have noticed that too, but how the Bible went into describing him, saying that he was handsome in form and in appearance. So that's all I have. And I want to say once again, thank you all for joining, reading through the scripture together chronologically. We are going to get through by God's grace, and we're going to get through reading through the Bible. And I hope you all have a great evening. I would say first this afternoon. Have a great afternoon. Have a good evening. Tomorrow, Lord's Day, God's willing. I hope you all have a great Sunday. And once again, thank you all for joining. And until next time, take care, everybody. Bye.